everybody, welcome back to the channel today. My name is Carly and today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Stonemeyer's newest title, Vantage. Vantage is a 1 to 6 player game where you will be going out and exploring a planet that you have crash landed on. I would definitely classify this as an adventure driven game. You will be going through, uncovering cards, uncovering kind of bits of the story and choosing ways that you will interact with the items that you find. This is obviously a very hot title right now. I've been getting tons of requests to do playthroughs for this game and sharing my thoughts on it. So what I'm actually going to be doing today is I will be doing this playthrough for Vantage, and then afterwards I'm actually going to be doing a separate video kind of sharing my first thoughts on this game. Now before I get too far into this video, I do want to mention that this is a sponsored playthrough through Stonemeyer Games, so huge shout out to them for sponsoring this playthrough for you today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this game of Vantage. This is a great one to actually teach other people because you really can kind of just start playing and teach as you go. I find that's a great way to teach this game, is just simply start playing. So that's what we're going to do. I will also say that I've played this game about 6 times now and I've only won once. Okay, this is a really difficult game. It's also a hard game to do a playthrough for because you don't really know the story that you're going to be uncovering, right? I hope it's an engaging one. I kind of don't know the length. You don't really know the length until you jump into it. There's been games where I've died super quick early on in the beginning, and there's been other games that have lasted a couple of hours. So we're just gonna start playing, and hopefully by the end of this will give you an idea of how the game operates, how the story unfolds. I also want to mention that yes, this is a story game. However, having said that, I don't think that this playthrough is going to necessarily quote unquote spoil anything for you because it's very unlikely that you are going to encounter the exact same situation that I'm encountering for this playthrough because there's so much story packed into this game, so many different options, so many different pathways that you can take. I mean, I don't know, maybe it is possible. I think it's fairly impossible to uncover the same thing. So just because you are uncovering how the story is going to approach me for this time doesn't mean that you're going to miss out on anything or be spoiled for your own games. So I definitely still think it's worth watching all the playthroughs. So to begin the game, we actually have this thing called the Book of Vantages, and on the back is actually going to prompt you for the setup of the game. Weeks after receiving a mysterious signal from the Traveler, your ship arrives in the orbit of an uncharted planet. Create the total dice challenge pool using 8 dice plus 2 per player. I've actually already done that, so we have all of our challenge dice already set up for a solo game. I will also mention that playing this game solo doesn't change anything from, like, if you play solo, there's not like an automa or anything that you have to separately engage with. It plays the exact same if you're playing with 6 players or 1 player. The next thing that's going to happen is each player is going to gain a different skill. Now, these 2 tray holders are full of the different skills that you can acquire throughout the game. Over here is coins or the equivalent to money in the game. I personally like to randomize my setup. So how you do that is you take one of these skill dice, you will roll them, and then whatever is shown is the skill that you will collect. So we're going to collect this blue move token. I'm just going to go ahead and set that down in front of me. So now, since I have the blue move token, that's actually going to indicate what character I'm going to be playing as throughout the game. So we have all these characters here. I really love how diverse and different all these characters are. I love them. So because we got the blue token, we are going to be playing as this character. We won't need any of these characters anymore, so I'll set them over here. So this particular card is the captain, and it shows me the exact card that I need to pull from this huge box full of cards. So I'm going to grab number 1435. All right, so here is our captain. I'm going to need a little bit more room, so I'm actually going to set down the box cover. Hopefully that's okay. So I'm going to move actually all of these books over here, and we're going to set our captain right there. Maybe I should just put the books on this side. Maybe that would be best. All right, so we have our captain set here. Some cards will actually activate when they are placed. So if you notice on the captain card it says when placed, I get 2 boost is what they call it. So that's what these cubes are over here. And whenever a card generates something, that same card is what holds those items. So because she gains 2 boost, I will actually set those 2 boost on the indicated spots that are available for her to hold that. The next thing that's going to happen is each character will individually place your time, morale, and health trackers on this grid here. It's not a grid. What is it called? Is it just a tracker? I'm going to say tracker. We'll set it on this tracker here. And you're going to set it based on the level of difficulty that you want the game to be. Now, in the rulebook, it suggests that if you're the first time playing this game, you set it to 4, which is daring. I am going to set it to 5 because I'm not that daring and I keep losing this game. So hard for me to fulfill the missions. So we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of extra grace for this this time around. The last thing that's going to happen at setup is the first player gains 2 skills at random and places the matching mission in the center. So if you look at this sidebar right here, whoever's going to be the first player, which again I'm playing solo, so I will be rolling the dice. I actually got 2 of the matching ones. Wow. So the matching ones are technically considered a harder starting one. So should I go for it or should I re-roll? Because you actually can re-roll pairs to get an easier mission. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. Because my character is a blue character, it'll kind of benefit me more throughout the game if I kind of focus on those blue actions for the most part. So I don't know. Should I go for it? I'm kind of scared. I'm going to go for it. Let's just do it. We're going to go for it. So I get 2 more of these move tokens, adding them beside me. And then this is showing me the start or the matching mission that I'll be able to do. So I'm going to grab mission 1590. All right, 1590. So this is my mission. Escape your troubled past. Cut off the signal that led you to this planet. If you do, either gain Destiny 1600 or the end of the game in a mission, or end the game in a mission victory. Okay, interesting. So that is our mission, and it says difficult on it. Oh, I'm scared. It's okay. We've got this. Once everybody has completed that, the next thing that we're going to do is everyone goes to location 001, which can be found on the back of the Book of Secrets. So this is where we pull out the Book of Secrets now. Flip it over. The ship malfunctions. You have mere seconds to escape. Each player gains a different skill, again, select or randomize, and places the matching location on their location card holder and simultaneously follows the instructions on that card. So everybody will roll a skill dice. Ooh, we get purple this time, which is a look action. You probably can't tell in the overhead camera, but on the edges of the box, it actually kind of has reminders of what the locations or what these icons stand for. So that's actually a really, really nice helper throughout the game. So I get a purple location or gain a purple skill token. I'm going to go to location 3. So this is my view as I'm ejecting towards the planet. It says your escape pod seals tight, ejecting towards the planet in a completely different direction than the others. Gain 2 random skills and crash into the matching location. You may re-roll pairs to get an easier location. So since I didn't re-roll the pairs last time. So if I do get pairs, I'll re-roll it again. Oh, I didn't, but that's okay. We got another blue. So I get another move token. Oh, that was yellow, wasn't it? Yeah, it was yellow. And then I get a take token. Because I got those 2 specific tokens, it'll now show me what card or location I go to next. So I'm going to go to 359. Now, because I'm picking a new location from the box, that's where these little additional cards come in handy. They help hold your place, so next time I put this location back, I can just quickly slot it in where it goes. Makes it really convenient. 359, though. This is the location that we are going to be going to. One of the amazing parts about this game is how closely the artwork actually interacts with the story. So most of the time when I get a card, I'll just sit and I'll look and I'll try to see what's in the distance, maybe what's off to the side, maybe people that I can interact with. If you do that, you might be able to get hints on what would be a beneficial thing to focus on or go to or do or engage with within this land. So right now I'm seeing lava, I'm seeing ocean, I'm seeing rocks in the distance that maybe we could move towards those mountains. But I'm also seeing this really interesting, almost mechanical lava creature. Down here it says a long-legged sentient perches on a rock, their attention on a pole they've extended over the water. So now we finally made it to the planet. This is where we ended up getting launched to from our spaceship. So now we can finally start taking some actions. So one of the things you can do is you can interact with a location card. You can interact with a regular card or one of the cards that's in your grid, your 3x3 grid that you're going to be building out. Another type of action that you can take is a departing action, which basically is interacting with this compass that's up here at your particular location. Basically moving from this location to a new location. We just got here though. I definitely want to interact and see what that mechanical long-legged creature is because it looks really interesting. So I think I'm going to try to talk with it a little bit. How I do that is by interacting with one of these actions on this particular location card. I can approach, learn, talk, assist, rob, or fish. Now, the interesting thing is I just have to choose one and then see what happens. And the storybooks are going to give me more information as to what that means. So me as a player, when I hear approach, and I know that approach is a movement action, in my mind, that means approaching the creature, right? But maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually approaching the mountains that are in the distance. I just kind of have to make my best guess. There's also talk, which maybe that's what I want to do. I want to try to talk with the creature that's there. I could rob it and just see what it's got, or I could try to learn about it. Let's try approach. I'm going to try to approach it and just see what happens. So because I'm approaching it, that is considered a move action. So I will actually select the move storybook and I will turn to the number of the location that I'm at, which is 359. Because of the way that I'm recording, I can't blur out stuff. So I'm just going to read out loud what the top of the text says. So the top of the text is going to be in bold and just kind of tell you what you're doing. But then there's going to be a skill check, which we'll have to do and fulfill before reading the rest of the story of what happened after I approached this creature. So 359, approach the sentient without startling them. And it's a skill check for 3. What that means is I will take 3 dice from this challenge pool, roll them, and then based on what they said, I might have to lower some of my stats because of that. So I have a heart, a star, and the timer. If I don't fulfill or allocate these dice elsewhere, I have to place them into this challenge dice area, which results in a penalty. So for example, if I move this hourglass here, well, I will actually have to lose one of those stats because of that. But something that I can do is I can actually allocate these dice onto cards in my grid as long as I fulfill the certain requirements that may be required of them. So for example, right here, I have to place a star dice. Well, I rolled a star. So that's perfect. I can fulfill or let this girl kind of take that dice now so I don't suffer a penalty because of that. I do have one other slot on this character board, and the only thing that it's requiring is that I'm doing a move action, which that is in fact what I am doing right now. So I actually can take any of my dice to fill that slot. Now some slots, when you fill them, will actually generate certain things for you. So for this particular card, when I fill it, it will actually generate another boost. And then again, if you remember, because this card is generating the boost, that is where the boost will actually be slotted into now. So the only thing that's left over is a heart. Something that I could have done, and I should have done at the beginning of the turn, which I just completely forgot, is you can exchange a matching skill token for the type of action that you're doing to reduce the number of dice that you have to roll. So that's what I should have done. I wasn't thinking, but it's okay. So I put the dice into the dice penalty and I reduce my heart down by 1, unfortunately. But it's okay. After fulfilling that dice check, now you immediately, every single time you do one of these actions, right? You go dive into these storybooks and you do a dice check, you will always win. You'll always successfully do the action that you're wanting to do. You just have to make sure you are fulfilling and allocating the dice where they need to be. After fulfilling that, I'm now going to read what happens. So, when the sentient sees you, they ask if you have any flora or food to use as bait. You may lose a token from flora or food card to give part of it to the sentient to attract fish. If you do, gain 1 morale and 1 health. Otherwise, gain 1 boost. So, unfortunately, we just started the game. We don't have anything else that we can offer this sentient, unfortunately, but we do gain a boost just simply from interacting with him. Man, I wish we would have assisted him or talked to him instead, but it's okay. We approached him, we gained a boost. If at the very end of that paragraph that I read, it said continue, that actually means that I could continue taking actions on this location card. Because it didn't say continue, that means it's the end of my turn now. Because we're playing a solo game, it's my turn. I'm just going to start a whole new turn right now. But because I am starting a new turn and I already activated a action on this location card, that means I actually cannot activate another action location on the same location card. So now the only options that I have to do is I could activate something on, I could activate a card action, or I can do a depart action. So even though I really want to maybe talk to this sentient and see what's going on, I actually can't. I have to depart. I kind of want to go and explore around where we landed a little bit. So there's a couple things that you can do when you do this depart action, and a couple things that this compass is showing you. One of the things it can show you is stars or numbers. If you are seeing a number, you have to spend one of your skill tokens, one of your move skill tokens, and then you are able to slot this card back in and then grab the specific number that's shown. If, however, you see a star, then that's actually when you pull out. There's a separate blue, it's kind of a darker blue book, which is the Depart storybook. So you would actually turn to number 359, and then in order to move in those starred directions is it will give you another skill or dice check, and then you will be able to kind of continue with part of the story that way. I kind of want to move forward. I want to see what's north of this place. I kind of go north a lot. I like going north, I guess. So I'm going to go to page 359. We're going north, and for a dice check of 3, I wade through the pleasantly steaming waters. Well, that's nice that they're pleasant and not burning my flesh off. So I'm going to do a dice check for 3. You always pull from the dice challenge pool and not from the penalty area. You have to use the fresh dice. So I get to roll 3. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Sweet. So if you get these minuses, that means that there's no penalty. And then this little arrow actually means a refresh. You just bring it back up to the challenge dice pool. So I didn't get any penalties that time. So that's nice. It says the water is just cool enough to be enjoyable. Go to 378 and gain 1 health. Perfect. We were down a health, so we needed that. That kind of was very refreshing. I liked that. 378. Ooh, more lava. That's really cool. A group of sentients perches on some rocks along a well-traveled canal, shouting at the passing travelers. One warns you of the lava to the west. So I'm definitely seeing more mountains, more water, and lots of lava. So I could hide, listen, trade, praise, swindle, or target. Maybe I should I engage with them? Should I try trading? Maybe. I don't really have much to necessarily trade with. But I don't know. Maybe we'll try. I don't necessarily want to hide for them. They seem nice. Maybe I'll trade. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should listen. Should I listen and see what that does? Because I do have a skill token that will help with that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's listen. Let's see what's going on. So because I am listening, I'm actually doing a look action. So that's when I need the purple look storybook. And I'm going to turn to page 378 here. So I listen to the sentients hawk their wares. Hawk their wares? Okay. Dice check of only 1, though. That's nice. So maybe I should hold on to this for later. No, it's okay. I'll actually just spend it so I don't have to do a dice check at all. It says each merchant specializes in a different type of item. There are vendors for crystals, tools, weapons, garments, maps, and even flora. Their prices seem reasonable and they're constantly shouting over each other. Gain 1 engage and continue. So I get an engage token now, which is cool. And remember how if it says continue, I can actually keep going and doing location actions on this particular action. So my turn technically isn't over. So I was able to listen. Now I wonder if I should actually try to... Should I try to swindle? Maybe I'll try to swindle. Let's do that because I do have a skill token to help with that a little bit. So let's swindle. Let's see what happens. Let's try it. All right, so 378 says swindle the merchants for 6 dice check. Oh my goodness, 6. Okay, well, it's okay because I'm actually going to reduce this by 1, so I only have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see. This is a really hard one. I feel like there's not a ton of 6s. Oh my goodness, look at all those stars. Oh, I'm going to have to take it. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to have to take it. Yeah, so I get 3 stars. 1, 2, 3. It's not looking good. And then a heart. This is what I'm saying. This might be a short playthrough because I might die. I always make bad choices. Okay, so swindle the merchants. These are savvy traders, but you manage to convince one of them. Gain an orange crystal, a shovel, an explosive, armor, a rune caster map, or a red flower. Oh my goodness, what do I want? Orange crystal, shovel, explosive, armor, rune caster map, or a red flower. Okay, so what's my mission? I have to cut off the signal that led you to this planet. I don't know if any of these are going to help me find... Maybe a map? Should I get a map? Let's do a map. Maybe it'll help me find where I'm at. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to go get item 1255. 1255. Sweet. So I get this item map now, which is nice because now I have a couple of extra slots to kind of help absorb some of these challenge dice, which can be really nice. So I'm going to place it, and then it says when placed, I actually get a boost per adjacent card. Now, I don't really have a ton of adjacent cards, but I have one. Now, what this card can do is it will actually let me peek in the big kind of map of the land that is in the book of Vantages, I believe. So I can do that by spending the boost that will generate on this card as I allocate dice to it. Man, words are hard sometimes. Okay, so it didn't say continue, so that technically ends my turn. So now I can start a new turn, and it's already not looking good for me. So there's a handful of different things that can trigger the end of the game. Throughout the game, you can get destiny cards, and if you complete a destiny, that will trigger the end of the game. If you complete your mission, you can choose to continue to work on your destiny or just end the game in a mission victory. If you have a full grid, so if you have your 3x3 grid that we're slowly building out, that can also kind of trigger the end of the game. But another thing that happens is if you just die, right? If you lose your health, you lose your morale. If any one of these reaches 0, then that basically triggers the end of the game. So I could die fairly quickly because the star is going down. But you know what? It's okay. We're going to depart again. Should we just keep going north? Maybe. I kind of just want to keep going north. We'll just keep going north and we'll see what happens. So 378 north is a dice check for 4. If you notice, we're out of dice. So what's going to happen, it's going to have a full refresh. So all the dice everywhere get brought back up to the top to form our pool again. And I'm going to wade north past the trading post. I'm doing a lot of wading this time. Dice check 4. Let's see what happens. 2 health. Ooh, timer and a refresh. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is not looking good. So I'm going to put this one up there. I guess I just have to put these here. 1, 2, and then 1. Gotta figure out ways to bring those up. It is not looking good. The sentients heckle you as you wade north. Go to 127. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, except I get a heat damage. Oh no. Okay, so I get a heat damage. So if you get heat, cold, or hypoxia damage, you have to lose a health or both of these by 1. So I'm going to lose a health. This is not looking good. Okay. The treasure chest is nearly engulfed in scalding lava. That really freaking sucks. Maybe I just need to get away from this place. I don't know. Okay, so this is where we're at. We can push, examine, pick, craft, dismantle, or force. Usually the red ones, there actually are the red symbols right there. The red ones are usually what are like the forceful actions that you're taking. So I could force, but I'm so scared. If I lose one more, like, I could die, okay? So, or do I even do anything and do I just run away because I'm scared? I guess I could just examine it and just look at it. That really shouldn't. But I don't know, if I roll a heart, all I have to do is roll another heart and I'm dead. This might be kind of lame, but I think I'm just going to depart. I think I'm just going to, because I'm really scared about losing health here. So I am actually just going to go to location 125 because I see some mountains over here. Maybe it'll bring me, so I'm still kind of in the general area, but I don't know. I'm going to run away because I'm scared. So I'm going to depart. So I'm going to use my move token. And again, it already tells me the specific location that I'm going to, which is 125. Ooh, okay, suffer. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Did I seriously just suffer heat damage again? See? So I thought I was going more towards the mountains, but I didn't. So I just died. Oh well, okay, so I suffer 1 heat damage. So what's going to happen now is I died, and since my token reached 0, I read the mission's entry in the Take storybook. So that's this yellow storybook here. So you go to this particular mission, which is 1590. You travel to this planet to start fresh without the baggage of your past, but you are exhausted. So choose one. If you completed a destiny, then you read the destiny's entry in the Book of Secrets, which we didn't. If you completed the mission, you end the game in a mission victory. Your destiny is unknown, but we didn't complete the mission. If you feel you had a fair shot at this incomplete mission and it's time to move on, end the game, taking the knowledge you've gained to use on future attempts. But there is another option that says if you feel that your untimely demise happened far too soon, whether or not you completed the mission, you can rally to take one final chance. So you can refresh all of your challenge dice, roll them, and gain the time, morale, and health results. If any player's stat remains at 0 afterwards, the game ends. Otherwise, continue playing with all dice refreshed in the challenge pool. I feel like we should do that because I literally died in like 4, was it even 4 locations that we went to? Maybe it was 5 locations. Yeah. So you know what? We're going to do it. We're just going to do it and do one final attempt and just see what happens. So we get all of the challenge dice, which is right here. And now we're going to roll them. Boop. So we're going to gain everything that's shown. So we're going to gain 4 hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to gain 1 time. We don't get any of these. 2 time. All right. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to keep going. And we're going to see what happens because we're just going to do our best here. So we've mustered our courage one more time. We're going to try to get this done this time. Okay, so we're at this location. We already suffered the heat damage. A jumbled vision of a map and a powerful artifact form in your mind as 3 lore stones each open into gaping tunnels. And right here it says you may perform different actions here, 1 per turn. So let's see. I kind of just want to move again just to get away from this damage. We could dash. I assume that means dashing down into the tunnels. But what our mission is, and what we're trying to do, is we're trying to cut off the signal that led you to this planet. And I don't necessarily know if we're going to find that underground, but I don't know. Maybe we will. It does say in the rulebook that when you play this game for the first time, just go around and try to collect things and just kind of uncover the story. So maybe we should just focus on that because I don't know if we're going to be anywhere near to completing this mission just based on where we landed in the planet, maybe. So what would be a fun thing to do? Should we try to solve it? Should we try to solve what this mystery is? Let's do that. Let's try to solve it. So it's going to be a look action. We've been doing a lot of look and move actions, haven't we? Look action for 125. 125, dice check 1, and it's solve the artifact puzzle. Okay, at least it's a dice check 1 this time. Star! Okay, we can use it here. I'll have this girl absorb it. As you face the molten labyrinth, you have a choice. Choose one. So I can pay 4 boosts to navigate through the lava tunnels to reach the artifact. Ooh, that sounds fun. Or I can attempt to solve the puzzle. I kind of want the artifact. Let's do that. So we're going to pay 4 boost, which we have. So we're going to pay 4 boost to navigate through the lava tunnels to reach the artifact. So ignoring the elaborate puzzle, you simply use your navigation skills to reach the artifact. Gain item 998 and perform no other location actions here. 998. I got something really cool. Whoa, I got a volcanic scepter. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we mustered our courage one more time because that is freaking cool. I've never seen that. Okay, volcanic scepter. Sweet. Oh my goodness. So when here, you get, when placed, gain boost per card that has this lava tag. So we only have one, so let's get 1 boost. And I can actually use this to ignore cold damage, which is kind of cool. That was super cool. I really like that one. That's like a beautiful artifact. All right, cool. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. We know that we can't, it told us that we couldn't continue taking actions here, so now we're just going to move in a different direction. We have to get away from the lava because we just keep dying. So maybe we should go this direction. I don't know. I see more cold mountains over there. I feel like maybe we should just keep going and maybe we'll find a signal. Maybe, or maybe we're just giving up on the mission at this point and just exploring. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to go to 404. Let's go that direction. So skip this. We'll go to 404. 404. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Cool. That's super cool. If you ever see this at the bottom of the card with this little speech bubble, this there's a person that's usually in the artwork and it's what they're saying to you. So this sentient, or that creature, is saying, this old outpost was abandoned long ago by sentients who made the steep descent towards the water to the south. Interesting. So we could enter, scan, consult, build, loot, or cleave. Maybe we should enter. That kind of is cool. I kind of want to go into it. So let's do it. Let's enter it. So we're going to enter. We are doing the move action, so we need to get our move book. It really is so impressive how everything ties together in this game. All right, so it's a skill check for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it says, enter the ruins, avoiding the rubble and debris. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what's there. Bloop. Okay, so we've got those. This one can absorb one of those, that dice, so it gives me a boost. And I don't know if any one of these will absorb these. Nope. So we're going to lose a heart and some time. You're puzzled that anyone would let this prime real estate fall into ruin. Gain ability 1498 and go to interior 545. 1498, this is an ability that I'm gaining now, which is enter. I'm going to set that right here. And now I'm actually going to 545. 545. Whoa! Look at it. It changed directions. I've never actually seen one like this. Whoa, that is so cool. The old outpost has seen better days. Interesting. Look at that. That is crazy. And there's even like tokens or areas on there. Okay, so what are we going to do? We can scale, search, trade, assemble, loot, or break. Maybe we should loot and see what's going on. All right, let's loot. We're going to loot. That's really, I've never seen one turned sideways like that. That's really cool. So we're going to do yellow action. 545. So it's going to be a skill check for 3, and you're going to loot the ruins of something you find on the ground. Let's do it. Oh, sweet. Okay, so those, don't need those. Then we'll do this one. So we lose a star. We're still getting close to dying, okay? But we succeeded and we got it. So the mushrooms on the ground are an easy target. Gain item 1136. All right, 1136 right here. Oh, we got some mushrooms. Some cute little mushrooms. So then when placed, we gain some boost on it. Go ahead and gain a little bit of that. All right, so we finished our action. We finished our location, doing the action on our location, and it's a new turn for us. So something that we could do, which we haven't done yet in this playthrough, is done a card action. So we're starting to kind of get lots of different abilities kind of activating on this grid here. We just gained this mushroom, and something that we can do is we can consume it by taking this take action that's on this particular card. I'm kind of thinking maybe if we consume it, it'll maybe give us a little bit, maybe increase our stats here a little bit, because it does kind of look like we're going to die. So maybe let's do that. Let's do a card action this time instead of a location action. It'll be also good because it'll just show you how that works. So I'm going to consume it. It is a take action, so we're going to come back to this this book here, and we're going to go to we go to the number of the card, which so it's 1136. 1136, consume. And in order to do that, we have to pay one of the boosts from this card. And it is a dice check of 1 still. So we're going to do it. Sweet. Puts back up there. It says eating strange mushrooms is always a roll of the dice. So roll 2 skill dice. If any result is overpower, lose 1 health. For any other result, you gain a health. Also, if the result is a pair, you can refresh all challenge dice and continue. So let's just see what happens. All right. If either result is overpower, lose a health. Are you kidding me? Oh no. This is so not looking good for us. This is a very sad little trip on this planet that we're on. Okay, I hope this would help us a little bit, but it didn't. So, but it's okay, because now at least you know how a card action works. So now what I think we're going to do is depart again. I think we should go to, maybe go north in like the north direction a little bit. Let's do it. 545. Okay, we are going to leap north off of the sky island into the water. Oh my goodness. We're going to literally leap, okay? So we need to be rolling 3 dice. We don't have enough, so that means everything refreshes. And we're going to be rolling 3 dice. Boop, boop, F star, which is going to go here. We're going to literally leap. I don't know if I would have the courage to do that in real life. You plummet into the waves, nearly landing on a pointy device. Go to 405. Oh my gosh, we almost landed on that. Oh my gosh. Okay, a large device bobs in a shallow water at the base of a steep cliff to the south. Yeah, we almost just landed on that. We would have for sure been killed. So we can push, focus, activate, repair, hack, or raise. I don't know what that means. We can, should we activate it? Maybe? Or repair. Maybe it needs to be repaired. Hack it? No, let's activate it, because I even have a token that I can help with this. So we'll activate it. Activate the device. Okay, so we're going to roll 3 dice. I am going to go ahead and spend one of these tokens just to reduce this by 1. So we only have 2 dice that we're having to roll. And so we only need to roll 2. -1. Oh, and then we have the star. And I think we're going to die here. I don't think there's anything we can do. Yep. I think that's about it. I think that's all she wrote. We died that time. There's no coming back from it, unfortunately. So even though I died, we were able to go on a little bit of an adventure. Hopefully, at the very least, this gives you an idea of how this game plays, how it operates. It is a very hard game, like I said. So I think this is my 6th time playing the game now. I can't quite remember. I'd have to check. But I literally have only actually successfully finished this game 1 time. It's very tricky. You have to be very, very careful with everything you do. And we also chose a harder mission. Like, for example, one of the missions that I had on a previous game was you just had to you had to have had 30 value worth of items within your grid, and we would have almost already been there because this one alone was 20, this one's 4, and this one's 2. So we would have had honestly just a handful more items and we would have finished that quest. This one was a harder one going into it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but it was fun. We were able to go out, kind of explore. I actually had never been to any lava area before on this planet. There's lots of different areas, lots of story to uncover, and every time you finish, you just kind of want to start going again because you want to keep uncovering the story. Even though we didn't finish our goal, thanks so much for sticking with me through this sponsored playthrough of Vantage. Again, I wanted to thank Stonemaier Games so much for that. Hopefully this does kind of give you an idea of how this game operates and plays though. So if you're here just for the playthrough, thanks so much for joining us. If you do want to stick around and hear kind of my first thoughts on this game, make sure to check out the follow-up video that I should have linked in the description below to this video, where I will literally just share my first thoughts and impressions after playing this game a handful of times. Thanks so much for watching this video today though. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it means so much if you could do that. It really helps support me in everything that we're doing over here. But until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day and we'll see you later. Oh, I really thought we were gonna win this time. I really wanted to, but we landed. I didn't really think the lava would hurt us that much, but it kept hurting.